The mystery, Bible breakthrough, the mystery of heavenly event that destroyed Lot's Sodom and Gomorrah is solved. Scientists believe they have uncovered how the biblical towns of Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed. New research suggests that Sodom and Gomorrah of Israel, ancient Israel, two biblical towns known as sin cities, were razed to the ground by a meteor cloudburst, and that it incinerated all 8,000 inhabitants. The researchers believe that the destruction was caused when the giant meteor exploded over the town 3,650 years ago, creating a huge fireball. Let's remember that's exactly around the time of the Santorini volcano eruption. So this is just about that time. This might also be the same event that caused Jericho's walls to come tumbling down, given that the town is only 20 miles away. Scientists believe that, similar to what the Bible described, there really was a heavenly event that occurred around the same time, causing untold destruction. The meteor explosion devastated the Jordan River Valley northern shore, razing a huge 100-acre city to the ground. The event flattened the ancient palace of the time, along with exterminating other cities and multiple small villages. Scientists believe that there would have been no survivors of this calamity. Detonation occurred about 2.5 miles above ground. Even at that distance, the blast created a 740 mile per hour shock wave. Now, human remains suggested that they had blown up or incinerated with extreme disarticulation and fragmentation of bones. Lead author Professor James Kennett of the University of California, Santa Barbara said, "We saw evidence for temperature greater than 2,000 degrees Celsius. An international team also found building materials and pottery shards melted into glass. They are all indications of unusually high temperatures, similar to the biblical account of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah," he said. There was no man-made technology at the time that could have produced such astonishing damage. Professor Kennett said there is evidence of a large cosmic fireball close to the city called Tal el-Hammam. He likened the extraordinary event to the 1908 Tunguska event in Siberia, Russia, when a 12-megaton meteorite destroyed 80 million trees across 830 square miles of eastern Siberia. He said it would also have been similar to the impact that did away with the dinosaurs, but on a much smaller scale. Further proof was provided by the identification of melted metals, including iron and silica, in samples of soil and sediments. The settlement had hosted early civilization for thousands of years. At the time, it was 10 and 5 times larger than Jerusalem and Jericho, respectively. And Professor Kennett said, "I think one of the main discoveries is shocked quartz. These are sand grains containing cracks that form only under very high pressure," he said. He said, "We have shocked quartz from this layer. That means there were incredible pressures involved to shock the quartz crystals. Quartz is one of the hardest minerals. It's very hard to shock," he said. The fireball also explained the unusual high concentrations of salt in ground zero, which reaches 25% in some samples. Tel el-Hammam has been the focus of an ongoing debate as to whether it could be the biblical city of Sodom. The researchers believe the disaster generated an oral tradition that inspired the written account of the book of Genesis. It may also have led to the story of the burning of Jericho in the Old Testament book of Joshua. This is on Express UK by Anthony Ashkenaz. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.